Hey everyone, welcome back to Soap Opera Secrets, your go-to channel for all things daytime drama. If you're a fan of the bold and the beautiful, buckle up, because today's episode is packed with juicy spoilers that are going to shake things up in the Forrester family. We're diving deep into the escalating tension between Electra Forrester, played by the talented Linnea Grace, and her aunt, Ivy Forrester, portrayed by Ashley Brewer. Their once-strong bond is on the brink of destruction, and Ivy's crossing lines she never should have. We're talking manipulation, stolen letters, and potential family rifts that could change the show forever. Stick around as we break it all down with full analysis, recaps, predictions, and fan theories. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our B&B breakdowns. Let's jump right in. First off, let's set the stage for those who might need a quick refresher on the bold and the beautiful. This iconic soap opera has been captivating audiences since 1987, focusing on the glamorous yet tumultuous lives of the Forrester family and their rivals in the fashion world of Los Angeles. At the heart of the current storyline is Electra Forrester, a young and ambitious jewelry designer who's been navigating love, family loyalty, and professional ambitions. Her aunt, Ivy Forrester, has returned from Australia and is deeply involved in mentoring Electra, but as we'll see, that mentorship is turning toxic. The spoilers hint that Electra and Ivy's strong bond will suffer a difficult blow. Ivy just crossed the line in a big way, so it's only a matter of time until she pays the price for that. To understand why this is such a big deal, we need to rewind a bit. Ivy's meddling started innocently enough, or so it seemed, but it's escalated into full-blown manipulation. Remember the beach house incident? That was the spark that lit the fuse. It was bad enough when Ivy poked her nose where it didn't belong at the beach house. Picture this. Ivy, ever the protective aunt, stumbles upon a private moment between Will Spencer, played by Crew Morrow, and Melissa Dillon, Sydney Bullock. Instead of minding her own business, Ivy decides to intervene. She peeps in on them, overhears something she shouldn't, and then takes it upon herself to order Dillon to leave town. Can you imagine? In the world of B&B, where secrets are currency, this kind of overstepping is par for the course, but Ivy's actions here cross into dangerous territory. She's not just advising, she's dictating. When that plan didn't work out as well as Ivy hoped, she told Electra what she witnessed. Now, here's where the manipulation really kicks in. Ivy didn't just report the facts, she twisted them to paint Will and Dillon as sneaking around behind Electra's back. But loyal viewers know that's not really how it went down. The encounter between Will and Dillon was more nuanced, perhaps a moment of vulnerability or unresolved tension from past storylines. But Ivy spun it into a full betrayal narrative. This is classic soap opera drama, miscommunication and exaggeration fueling conflicts that could have been resolved with a simple conversation. Of course, Ivy made it seem like Dillon and Will were running around behind Electra's back when that's not really how it went down. Let's analyze this for a second. Will Spencer, son of Bill Spencer, has always been a character torn between loyalty and his own desires. His relationship with Electra has been budding, filled with sweet moments and Forrester family approvals. Dillon, on the other hand, represents a wild card, maybe an old flame or a new temptation. Ivy's version of events ignores any context, making Electra doubt everything. This kind of gaslighting is what makes Ivy's character so compelling, yet infuriating. Ashley Brewer's portrayal adds layers. You can see the genuine concern in Ivy's eyes, but it's masked by control issues stemming from her own past heartbreaks. Now, Ivy is resorting to even more manipulation since she stole the letter Electra wrote for Will. This is the bombshell. Electra, believing in the power of her words, pours her heart into a letter aimed at convincing Will to end things with Dillon. It's a vulnerable, emotional gesture, the kind that B&B excels at. But Ivy, in her infinite wisdom, or lack thereof, swipes it. She sabotages the very thing that could resolve the triangle. Why? Because Ivy has her own agenda. Perhaps she's projecting her own failed relationships, like her history with Liam Spencer or her Australian exploits. This theft isn't just petty, it's a violation of trust that will have ripple effects. Electra was convinced that letter would make all the difference and convince Will to kick Dylan out, so Ivy decided to swipe it and sabotage things. Delving deeper, Electra's confidence in that letter speaks to her character's growth. Played by Linnea Grace, Electra started as a wide-eyed newcomer, but has evolved into someone who fights for what she wants. The letter represents her agency, her attempt to take control in a world dominated by Forrester patriarchs and schemers. Ivy stealing it strips that away, turning Ant into antagonist. In upcoming episodes, expect flashbacks or confrontations that highlight this moment. B&B loves to milk these reveals for maximum drama. Ivy's dirty tricks will continue in the coming episodes, so what happens once her plot's exposed? That's the million-dollar question. The showrunners are teasing more schemes from Ivy, perhaps involving other family members or even corporate intrigue at Forrester Creations. But exposure is inevitable in soaps. Secrets don't stay buried long. How it unravels could involve multiple threads, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, could certainly play a role in how that happens after witnessing Ivy's shady behavior. Enter Daphne Rose, a character who's been lurking in the background but could become pivotal. As a potential ally or witness, Daphne might overhear a confession or spot Ivy disposing of the letter. Muriel Hilaire's performance brings a fresh energy. She's not just a side character, but someone who could tip the scales. Imagine a scene where Daphne confronts Ivy in the Forrester offices, leading to a chain reaction of revelations. This would add depth to the storyline, showing how interconnected the B&B universe is. Regardless, Electra's going to be furious when she realizes Ivy's trying to control her life. Fury is an understatement. Electra's reaction will likely be explosive. Think shouting matches, thrown objects, and tearful accusations. Linnea Grace has shined in emotional scenes, and this could be her Emmy moment. The realization that her aunt, her supposed mentor, is puppeteering her relationships will shatter Electra's trust. In a family like the Forresters, where loyalty is everything, this betrayal cuts deep. Ivy thinks she's looking out for Electra, but she has no right to go to such extremes and meddle in Electra's relationships. This is the core conflict, intention versus action. Ivy's motivations stem from love, protecting her niece from heartbreak given Ivy's own rocky romantic history, but good intentions don't excuse manipulation. B&B often explores themes of overprotectiveness in families, and this arc echoes past storylines like Brooke Logan's meddling in her daughter's lives. Ivy's extremes, from eavesdropping to theft, highlight how far she's willing to go, blurring the line between guardian and controller. Ivy's manipulative moves will push Electra closer to RJ Forrester, while Will leans on Dylan for comfort. Here's where the romance shifts gear. As Electra reels from Ivy's betrayal, she might find solace in RJ Forrester, another young Forrester with his own charm. Brian Nicoletti's RJ has chemistry with Electra, potentially sparking a new couple. Meanwhile, Will, feeling misunderstood, could deepen his bond with Dylan. This realignment creates fresh dynamics, forbidden attractions, jealousy, and perhaps even a love quadrangle. Ivy's actions inadvertently play matchmaker, altering the romantic landscape. In other words, Ivy will be the reason new couples start to form, so she's making life-changing decisions for all parties involved. Unintended consequences are soap staples. Ivy's plot, meant to save Electra, backfires spectacularly, forging alliances she never anticipated. This could lead to cross-family tensions, involving the Spencers and Forresters in new ways. Think about the bigger picture. How does this affect Forrester Creations' jewelry line, which Ivy and Electra are collaborating on? Business and personal lives collide, as always in B&B. Once Ivy's plan comes to light, B&B spoilers suggest Electra may rip into her with everything she's got. The confrontation scene is going to be epic. Electra unleashing her anger, perhaps in a public setting like a family gathering or the office, will be cathartic for viewers who've seen her manipulated. Spoilers tease heated dialogue, with Electra calling out Ivy's hypocrisy, referencing Ivy's past scandals. This rip-into moment could redefine their relationship, turning mentor-mentee into rivals. This could cause a major rift between this aunt and her niece, so Electra might go as far as pushing Ivy to leave Los Angeles. Rifts in B&B families are dramatic gold. Electra, in her hurt, might demand Ivy pack her bags. Los Angeles, the hub of glamour and intrigue, has been Ivy's playground, but exile could force character growth. This push echoes past banishments, like when characters are sent to Paris or other locales to cool off. Electra might declare that she can't work on this jewelry line with Ivy anymore, at least not in person at the